Hello everyone! Like Starship Enterprise, if you fly around the space at a very fast speed, then it will be disastrous. Let me explain.
Mysteries of the universe.
First of all, do you know StarTrek? It's a TV drama where Starship Enterprise fly around the universe and encounter new species, new aliens, new planets, and then there's a lot of interesting things happen. It's a very interesting drama, so I recommend you watch it if you haven't watched it. But in this show, those crews on board Starship Enterprise fly around the universe at a very, very high speed. How fast it is. Using its full impulse engine, its maximum speed is 0.25 c or 25% of the speed of the light. This, in terms of kilometer per second, is 75,000 kilometers per second. This is not warp drive, this is impulse engine, but still it's very, very fast. Warp engine we're going to talk about next time. But today we're going to talk about impulse engine. It's an impulse engine, but it's very, very fast. If you remember our rockets, NASA's rockets, their maximum speed nowadays it's about 70,000 kilometers per hour. But this Starship Enterprise is 75,000 kilometers per second. So it's going to travel the distance rocket needs 1 hour to cover, it's going to cover in 1 second. So that's how fast it is. At this speed, Starship Enterprise can travel from the Earth to the Moon in 5 seconds. 5 seconds. And it can go to the end of the solar system in 44 hours. This is how fast the Enterprise is. But then if you travel around the space this fast, there will be one problem. There will be a time delay from Einstein's special relativity. Maybe often mentioned as twin paradox. Have you heard of twin paradox? When you have a twin, and one of them stays on Earth, and one on board the spaceship and they fly around the universe and then comes back. Then clock of the one on board the starship is going to get slower. By the time spaceship comes back to the Earth, your twin remained on the Earth gets much, much older. So this is called twin paradox. And this is not a paradox. This actually happens and then confirmed to happen. Let me explain how this happens in a very, very easy way. This is from Einstein's special relativity. Because in special relativity, the speed of the light is always constant. So we're going to use the light to measure the time. And then this lady A is standing still on the Earth. How we're going to measure the time is you have a light source and then mirror on the opposite sides, and then you're going to emit the light, and the light is going to reach mirror and reflect it and then go back to the light source. And you count this 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and this is how you can measure the time. Nothing strange when this lady is standing still on the Earth. But things are different if this lady was on board the fast spaceship. Let's assume spaceship is moving towards the right. Then, using the same clock, we try to measure the time, but this time, the light is going to emit it and then goes to mirror, but during this time, this spaceship is moving. So the light needs to travel in tangent, covering a longer distance, and then hit the mirror, and then comes back again, covering a longer distance because the spaceship is moving. So in this case, the light needs to travel like this, right? Not straight and back, but like this. So if you count in the same way, the time, since the light is emitted, reflected, and it comes back, then it's gonna be longer time, right? So the 1 second in this case is longer than the 1 second standing still on the Earth. This is a simple explanation how the clock on board the fast starship is going to be slower than the one on the Earth. Okay? And this effect, time dilution, is confirmed. For example, NASA's astronauts on the space shuttle or space station, they fly around the Earth, right? This is fast speed compared to our daily life. They go around the Earth in 1 hour or so. And this astronaut clock is confirmed to be delayed. Only a tiny bit, 1/10 millionth slower, It's very tiny amount, but it's confirmed to be slower because of this time dilation. Okay, now let's calculate. What if Starship Enterprise travel around the universe for 5 years at the speed of 20% of the speed of the light, 0.25 c, then your twin on the Earth will be 2 months older. You spend 5 years on the Starship, but your twin is going to spend 5 years and 2 months extra on the Earth. Okay? But if you travel faster, the effect is bigger. If your speed is at 90% of the speed of the light, then you spend 5 years. Then on the Earth, 11.5 years have already passed. That's more than twice the time you feel on the spaceship. If your speed is at 99% of the speed of the light, when you spend 5 years on the Earth, 35 years have passed. If you're at the 0.999 c, 99% of the speed of the light, then when you spend 5 years, people on the Earth spend 111 years. So at this speed, your friends and your families are all gone probably after 100 years. Serving 5 years on a spaceship may be disastrous. By the time when you come back to the Earth, maybe your friend is getting very old. By the way, do you know who this lady is? Please let me know in the comments below if you know. So this is the reason why Starfleet has a regulation to limit impulse speed to the 25% of the speed of the light. At the 25% of the speed of the light, then time delay is going to be 3%. So it's not too much at this speed, right? Well, this is amazing about Star Trek. Star Trek writers know about this special relativity's time dilution, so that's why they put on this regulation. So that's amazing if you think about it. And then this is also the reason why they need warp drive. When you're using warp drive, the ship is not actually moving very fast. Just the space is distorted so that distance is shorter. That's how warp drive is going to work. So in case of warp drive, we don't need to think about this time dilution. I'm going to discuss warp drive next time. So please subscribe to my channel and then please look forward to my next video. However, even at the 25% of the speed of the light, computer clocks around the Starfleet starships would be a chaos. Because in Star Trek, there are many starships flying around the universe, flying at their own speed with their own duration. It's very complicated when you're, fighting with an alien. You might be chased or you're chasing alien and you're trying to avoid alien's attack. Then, the speed is going to be changing all the time. Depending on how you fly and how much you fly, every starship's clock is delayed by the amount decided by its history. So every starship's clock is gonna be probably different from other starships' clock. So when Borg is attacking, all the starships in the area needs to get together at one point at a certain time. Every captain is gonna say, "Oh, I'll be there." But by the time they get there, some of the clocks are delayed more than others, so it's very difficult to know when is the meeting time. Let's say they say that okay, let's meet on Sunday, and then somebody's Sunday is somebody's Monday, somebody's Sunday, maybe somebody's Tuesday, so it'll be a chaos to have a meeting. In addition, I only mentioned the time delay from the speed, but there's additional time delay called gravitational time delay. Einstein theory also says that if you're near a strong gravity source, this strong gravity can also delay your clock. If Enterprise is flying near a black hole's gravity can slow down the clock on Enterprise. And as you know in the show, often Enterprise encounter black holes, a very huge gravity field. Then again, Enterprise's clock is going to be delayed, so it'll be very difficult to synchronize the clocks. So my suggestion and the conclusion is that Enterprise should be stopping when not necessary. To minimize the time shift, Enterprise should be stopping. If Enterprise is randomly flying, then there will be more and more time delay. So one thought. Okay, I stop here today. Next time, I'm going to talk about warp drive. So please subscribe to my channel and then look forward to my next video. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Live long and prosper. Bye bye.